Hello, good morning guys. Welcome back to Our Vision Farm. Today we are hosting our very last open farm day here on our property. So we're just waiting for our first guests to arrive. I wanted to do one last video tour of our farm with all the animals because from today and on we're starting to advertise our farm animals for sale, and I do have people interested. So little by little we're going to start downsizing our farm until we just have what we are keeping to take with us when it does come time to move, which we have decided is just going to be our dogs, the 2 cats, and then our pet duck. So we are slowly but surely going to get rid of all the animals, sadly, but just kind of wanted to do like a quick run through of our property before any guests arrive for today and before we start selling off our animals. So up here in the front of the yard we have our white Plymouth Rocks. They have been doing really good. We're actually not going to sell these anytime soon because they're laying eggs for us and we still do need eggs for our family. So I decided to keep them a little bit longer until we really are ready to move, and in that case I'll sell them off or even process them for meat, because our plan is to start over with these in the new farm anyway, but we're not gonna waste the moving space to take them physically to the next property. We'll just start brand new with new chicks over there. So we got our white Plymouth Rocks, there's 2 roosters, 4 hens, and then our little poor skinny chicken over here. She was the very first chicken we got on our farm back in 2016 when we first bought this property. It's crazy how she is still alive and well, although she's molting right now and she looks a little rough. But so up here, this one turkey, she's a turkey hen. She is lonely because she was the only one of her friends that did not figure out how to get out of here. We had this made with the hog panels, and then we put this material on the top so that they wouldn't get out. But as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see it, but like one turkey flew out of the top and ripped the zip ties that we had all this fastened with, and then little by little all the other turkeys figured out how to get out, and some of them also fit through the squares, so they squeezed out through the squares. So what we did is just put them over there where we have the rest of our turkeys. She still hasn't got out, so I just been keeping her in here because where they're at now they're pretty crowded, so I didn't want to add another turkey, so I just give her food and water there by herself. I do have someone coming today that is buying 5 of our turkey hens, so we have 11 turkeys altogether. Right now 5 of them will be gone by the end of today. They're coming to choose their 5 today. So I'll show you where the other turkeys are. So this is our turkeys. We have about 4 toms in here. The rest of them are females. So the one customer is going to come and pick their 5 that they want. These are pretty much different ages. We hatched all of them ourselves from our original batch of turkeys that we had. So hopefully we find buyers for the rest of them. Mariah Silkies are still doing good, and they will also be sold. The only reason I haven't sold them yet is because, as you can see, we had a mom sitting on eggs and they started hatching today. My daughter, she pulled out 2 eggs and I see another one broken in there, so that means 3 have hatched so far. They haven't come out yet, so we haven't actually seen them, but we found 3 empty eggs and she's been sitting on them. And so after they finish all hatching and we figure out how many it is altogether, I'm gonna try to just sell them all as one big family with the chicks and everything, but just have to wait until that is done hatching because I don't want to sell the Silkies while she's in the middle of sitting eggs or take away the eggs from her so close to hatch day. So over here we still have the parakeets. That's another one that I'm gonna have to figure out where I can donate the parakeets to, because I do want them to go to another large aviary. I don't want to just send them to like pet homes where they're going to keep them in a cage. So we have 11 parakeets right now. They're still doing good and happy and have plenty of space in there, but when it comes time to closer to moving, like when we actually sell this property, we'll be finding them a new home that has a spacious large aviary or maybe another farm or like a zoo that does the whole parakeet aviary experience as well. So that way it's an easier transition. I definitely don't want to send them to homes that's going to keep them in a small cage. But that is going to be like way later once we really are ready to move. I'm not going to do it anytime soon because we're going to be here for a good while still, so there's no reason to get rid of the parakeets. So let's head to the back. Got Turbo the duck up here. We do have one rooster, Silky, that we separated because they were fighting with each other. We have 2 white Plymouth Rock chicks in here. We're kind of doing an experiment with them. We're feeding them meat bird feed so we can grow them out to 16 weeks of age and see how they turn out being processed. We processed 2 roosters from our white Plymouth Rocks, but they had only eaten layer feed. Plus they were also a lot older than the 16-week mark. And we noticed the meat was still good, and it was there was plenty of meat on the chicken, but it was a slightly tougher compared to the Cornish cross that we raise for our customers. So what we're doing is feeding the meat bird feed to those chickens and only letting them get to 16 weeks and then processing them and seeing the difference. So here is Boba. Boba the baby pig, she's getting really big. We also already posted her up for sale along with the male, so in case anybody wants a breeding pair, then they just have to keep them separate until she gets of age of breeding. But somebody can also purchase them separately if they don't want both of them. And then this is Bubba the male. So he's about, I think I calculated 14 months old. She's only like 6 months old, so still quite a time left for her to get to breeding age. But if somebody wants their little breeding pair, then it's already here. They can buy them all at once. No, I can't let you out. I can't let you out. Peanut the pig is all the way over there. Have to find a sanctuary or a home that will take him as a pet pig and not eat him. So our male sheep, I have not posted the sheep for sale yet, but I am going to try to sell them all as an entire herd. Hopefully I find somebody that's interested in raising and breeding the hair sheep. That way they can just take them all at once and I'll do a good price for the whole group together, or I can just sell them individually as well. Don't hit me. He definitely needs to be kept separate from especially families with little kids because he's a little bit mean, which is why he's locked up here all by himself. And whenever we want a female bred, we put her in here with him. And then if I don't give him attention, he gets really mad. He has this whole thing knocked down because he's always hitting it. He actually got out once. He knocked it to the point where he was able to climb out. So I'm hoping he does not do that today. Guests here, so trying to sell him along with all the ladies. That way somebody can get started on their raising sheep. So I have the sheep free ranging right now as we're expecting guests. We have Cookie. This was Cookie's baby, Rosie. And then over here, the white one is Snow White. The little black one next to Snow White is Coco, which was Chloe's baby. The most recent babies that she had, that the male lamb had been born. He had already passed away when he was born, and then that's the female that was born that same day. So that's Coco and Snow White, and this is Chloe. It looks like we got our first guest coming in. Back there we just let Aspen loose, so she'll be back here to greet all the guests that arrived today. I have the other dogs locked up because it's just too many. With the sheep being loose and then all the dogs, it would be too much excitement, especially for little kids that visit and all the animals come running towards them all at once. So that is the last look of our farm before we slowly start, not the last look of our farm, but basically all the animals before we start rehoming them. And then at some point we'll just have the dogs and the cats and then one lonely duck. Hopefully the next property we have, we'll get some more ducks so that Turbo doesn't have to be all by himself. But for now, we're just gonna stick with the one duck. All right, so that is it for this video. Just wanted to do a quick run through of all the farm animals for right before our last open farm day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.